Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
The Ontario Health Authority that closed Mennonite churches with the stroke of a pen now wants big money from us here at Rebel News to give us digital documents that would allow us to see their decision-making process. Friends, I need your help to finish a story about what I think is anti-Christian bigotry from health officials, and we started this story a long time ago. Mennonite churches and schools singled out for COVID closures in Ontario. Old Order Mennonites in Ontario's Wellington-Dufferin-Guelph region have been ordered to shut down their schools and churches in response to COVID-19 restrictions. Local medical officer Dr. Nicola Mercer also ordered the community to follow government health instructions and gathering restrictions. Now, remember, this story is back from November. The directive was issued earlier today and singles out Old Order Mennonites. I am saddened by the need for this extraordinary step, said Dr. Mercer. I do not take the issuing of Section 22 orders lightly, but COVID-19 poses a serious health risk to the Old Order Mennonite community and to all of us in the region. Sometimes we need to make difficult decisions to prevent unchecked spread of this virus. So, while outbreaks of COVID were busy leveling old people in government-operated or government-regulated nursing homes and people were free to go to Walmart and Costco, the medical officer of health in the region blamed the Mennonites and closed their churches and schools. Just like that. So we sent a journalist, Cian Bexty, to get the full story as best he could from a religious community that is more than a little bit camera shy and definitely not used to being in the public eye, or for that matter, being confrontational with the government. Now, Cian was able to get in contact with a teacher in the Old Order Mennonite community to be able to understand the impact that isolating members of the community from each other was having on this community that does everything together almost all of the time. Take a listen.
As a school teacher, of course, I'm out of a job. My school is closed. How does it affect me in living my religion? I cannot go to church. I cannot meet my brothers and sisters in the church. But many of us are sick anyway, so many of us are staying home anyway. Right now, our church has voluntarily, across the whole church here in southwestern Ontario, we've closed our churches for 2 weeks. It affects anybody with school-aged children because the school-aged children are at home, and affect all of us because we can't go to church.
Well, I wanted to know how and why this community of pacifist Christians suddenly became a scapegoat for government failures. So we filed for access to information into the Wellington-Dufferin-Guelph Health Authority. Here's what we asked for. We asked the government to provide copies of all documents, including emails, texts or instant messages, WhatsApp messages, Slack messages, memos, briefing notes, etc., regarding the issuing of public health orders to Old Order Mennonite communities since November 1st, 2020, and as reported here. And then we linked back to the local news coverage of that government decision to close those Mennonite churches and schools. Now, do you know what I got back from the health authority? A bill. A paywall to stop me from looking into what these bureaucrats were saying about the Mennonites when they thought no one was listening behind closed doors. Here it is. $3,402 for 2,835 pages of digital documents. Now, this isn't even for photocopying. This is digital documents. How is this enormous fee even possible? They really are obsessed with that Mennonite community. I mean, they have to be, to have this many documents, emails, and communications amongst themselves about the Mennonite community. Boy, these bureaucrats sure have a lot to say about the Mennonites. And I want to know what they were saying and what the tone was. And if someone was being an anti-Christian bigot in the government on the government time, we should know about it. The pacifist Mennonites aren't going to ask. I think the government's counting on that, so I'm asking. The more these people put up paywalls and roadblocks, the more I know there's something there for me to see that they don't want me to see. I want to keep looking, friends, but I need your help. Can you help us? Now, we don't get funding from Justin Trudeau, and we wouldn't take it anyway. We rely on the support of our viewers to get answers and ask the questions the government doesn't want to give us answers to. If you can help us, please donate today at our special website dedicated to funding our access to information investigations at rebelinvestigates.com. These investigations also take a lot of time, sometimes years, and sometimes several appeals and thousands of dollars in fees just to get access to these documents. And then when we do eventually get the documents, it takes hours and hours to go through them all, basically with a fine-tooth comb. And sometimes that requires a lot of research help. If you can help us, our special website, again, to hold government agencies to account on behalf of the people, is rebelinvestigates.com. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. A health authority in Ontario is stonewalling my attempts to find out exactly what they were saying about the Old Order Mennonite community before the health authority decided to just close their churches and schools to stop the spread of COVID while allowing people to just go to Costco and go to Walmart. They want me to pay a $3,400 fee to get access to those documents. Now, we don't get funding from Justin Trudeau, and we wouldn't take it anyway. We rely on the support of viewers like you. If you'd like to help us get access to these documents, please donate today at rebelinvestigates.com.